What's up everybody, it's Roman Gaming here. So every once in a while you come across these articles where, like, this is not going to be super gaming related I guess, but it was very sweet to read and I just thought it was worth sharing regardless with you all, because it really puts things into perspective and it makes you think a little more about, you know, the stuff that we as gamers always complain about, or maybe get upset about online and stuff. Yeah, this really makes you think a bit about that, right? Basically, this is the story of a 9-year-old boy. He's called Mikah Frye. He lives in Ohio in America. And, you know, for the longest already, he had been looking forward to Christmas because that's the moment where he was finally going to get his Xbox One S. He really wanted that console. Like I said, had been pretty much living up to this moment for months already. But while he was walking on the streets together with his grandmother very recently, he saw a couple of homeless people roaming the streets, right? And so he felt really bad about that because apparently he had been in a very similar situation about 3 years prior where, you know, his family ended up in a bad financial situation. They ended up having to actually leave their house. They stayed in this shelter temporarily for a certain period of time, where basically during the nights they could stay over, but during the day they were forced to leave their beds behind and yeah, roam the streets themselves, I guess. And so that obviously left a huge impact on him, a huge mark, right? And so when he saw those homeless people outside, he wanted to do something about that. And so what he did is that he actually asked his grandmother, what can I do about this? How can I help these people out? And so his grandmother actually suggested to him, well, you could give up your big Christmas present, I guess, and buy blankets for these people. Because, you know, yeah, that was pretty much the thing, right? He always had to leave his bed behind, like I said, during the night. And he wanted to give these people blankets that they could actually bring with them during the day as well. So what he ended up thinking about is he was thinking, well, the Xbox One S is about $300, a blanket is maybe about $10 each, so I can buy 30 individual different people, you know, a blanket for Christmas. And so he actually ended up surprisingly suggesting that to his parents. He didn't want to go ahead and still get his Xbox. He wanted to use that money and give all these homeless people their blankets. And so he actually ended up doing that. They bought blankets for all these different people. He literally, like, he had some handwritten notes that he attached with every single one of them, where he was writing about his own story a little bit, where he said, hey, I was in the very same situation. I wanted to do something back because I was forced to always leave my bed during the, you know, during the day. I wanted you to have this blanket that you can actually take with you, that is yours. And I know for sure that things are going to get better for you because they ended up getting better for me as well. So this is from your friend Mikah, which obviously super sweet to read and just an awesome thing that he did for all of these people. Now, a local news channel picked up on that, right? And so they made a little feature about it. They told people about what this kid Mikah ended up doing. And fortunately enough, a Microsoft store employee of the local Microsoft store, I guess, actually watched this feature. He watched what was going on and so decided to do something back for Mikah, right? So they reached out to him and they told him with a special invitation to come over to the Microsoft store together with his parents and together with his, you know, grandmother and stuff, because they had a little surprise for him. So they ended up going to the Microsoft store and basically found that Santa Claus was waiting there with a present for Mikah. And so, yeah, he actually unpacked the present and it turned out that Microsoft had given him, still, regardless of what he did, an Xbox One S for free, Minecraft bundle, which, you know, obviously he got very emotional about and was simply super happy with. So, you know, it's just an awesome thing to read where, you know, both sides have done something really awesome. Both Mikah with what he did with the charity thing, of course, and Microsoft for still nonetheless giving him an Xbox for free after seeing what he did. It was just bittersweet, right? And like I said, it puts things into perspective, right? Because, you know, and that's the thing, you gotta be very honest about that, but I know that me, being a 9-year-old kid, which by now is like 14 years ago, but still, when something like Christmas comes up and you get presents, the last thing you think about is giving up that present. Really, like, you know, I remember me back in those days, I barely had money, so, you know, the moment that you actually get presents like that will only be during an event like Christmas or maybe your birthday or something, and that's about it. So it's always a special moment, and, you know, you don't think twice about the fact that, well, you could give that away to some people that maybe need it more than you. You're always very egotistical about that as a kid, and even now, now, you know, like normally, people only think about themselves, and that's just the way it is. That's a very sad thing to realize, but it's good that there are people, you know, like this, literally 9-year-old kids that think this way. And so, you know, like I said, it's just a very nice thing, I think, to share that makes you realize and makes you think a bit more about, you know, your own maybe situation, and that you really don't have too much to complain about in comparison to some other people, right? So, yeah, that's basically all that I wanted to share. I thought it was, yeah, just very sweet to read. I've been, like, repeating myself like 5 times now, but I'm pretty sure you can agree on that, right? So, with that being said, let me know your thoughts in the comments, I guess. Thanks a lot for watching, everybody, and hope to see you again next time.